Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Kotie's Kingdom, guys. Today we're starting off over at the cave where we ended off in the last episode. Because, yeah, as you can see, the cave is a mess. There are shulker boxes and chests everywhere. And, yeah, I don't, like, why do I have all this stuff here? We've got so many things in this area that I just really don't need. And in the last episode, I did mention that I went ahead and fixed this place. We can actually go ahead and double check whether or not we ended off with with stuff in here. We got a bit of stuff in here, which is really terrible actually. So I said I fixed it, but it looks like I have to slow down the clock just a little bit more. But besides that, everything should be good to go, which means we can now go ahead and hook up the other side as well as just expand this place, because I want to clean up. I want to clean up this place because, yeah, this is a mess. I am tired of constantly having to search through chests and so on. It just no real point when we have a beautiful storage system over there. So I think for now, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and take all of the stuff out of chests that we have space for in the storage system, and then just move them elsewhere. And then I'm gonna figure out whether or not this storage system is actually what we want to go with, because let's face it, we would have to make the longest storage hole in the whole world if we had to fit every single item in here. So we might want to go ahead and change our plans to fit like a multi-storage use. And I know we said we had the perfectly working storage system, but maybe it's just maybe the whole one item per chest thing is just not good enough anymore. Maybe we need a bigger wall that has, I don't know, like multiple things in a chest. For instance, like, of course, all this is things you would have a lot of. But maybe things like, let's see, in here. Things like golden apples don't need their own chest, or signs and so on. Maybe it'd be more useful if we could just have a multi-storage system, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this up first of all, and then I'm going to decide what we're going to do with this place in here, because we might keep it, we might not. I'm not really sure yet. After spending hours of just seeing this storage system fail, guys, I've decided it is gonna go. It is simply just too much using this. We keep having to try and fix it, and things just don't go where they need to. Like, I don't know. Like we every time we hit this part, for instance, this hopper never picks up stuff. So I think what we're gonna do is just take the whole thing down, and then we are gonna work on a different storage system, probably a multi one, as I was also talking about, just so that we won't face this stuff again, and then we'll set up something similar to this for items that we have a lot of, such as cobblestone, because I don't think we should put that in our main storage area. I think we should do something different for it. But yeah, I'm gonna work on tearing all this down, and then it's a hard hit. I spent a while working on this, so hopefully we end up with something better. If not, yeah, I'm gonna be quite sad. This is a little sneak peek of the design that we're going to be using. It's going to be a multi-storage system, so we could put stuff like this if we wanted to. And we can store really whatever we want to in chest. Then we can put all of it into this thing, and it will cycle through this entire system and sort it accordingly. Of course, we're going to have more than this. We're going to install, like, we're going to have this 3 more times or something. So it's going to be quite a big storage system. Each of these is a double chest. That's 12 on each row, so times that by 3, and then you have the answer. This is Tango Text design, actually. So it looks to me that this will do the job that we need to. That way we can put, let's say, something that we have very little of just in one slot, and it will still be in the storage system, and we won't have to take up an entire chest for it. So I'm going to get started on this, and then I will report back once we have something that looks somewhat decent. So far so good, guys. I've got the chest laid out. As you can see, this is all that we are going to be having, and I've also gone ahead and dug out the space for all the redstone and prepared all of it. It's quite an expensive build, but to be honest, it will be worth it. It just uses a lot of hoppers and so on, but I think once we have this system here, then we should be good to go. The other thing I'm thinking is maybe have like a little door or something into some bulk storage, because I don't know if we're going to be storing like dirt and cobble and so on in these, because it would just be half the system full of that. So we might have to do some bulk storage maybe on this side or something, just so that we can store stuff like that as well. But I'm going to start building this thing, and yeah, I'm probably just going to skip over the entire redstone thing, because there's a lot to it. This is going to take a while, but yeah, it's going to look good once it's done. So old system is now gone, let's bring the new one in. All of the storage modules are now done, guys. It is all hooked up, as you can see. There is a lot of redstone involved in this, so I'm not going to try and explain how it works. Well, I can give you a brief rundown. We put stuff in here and it goes all the way on top and tries to go into every single chest. And then if there is room in the chest, it'll pop in there. So the way we're going to have to lay it out is, for instance, if I wanted a lot of stone bricks stored, I would have to do it like so. And really fill out the entire chest, because if I don't, anything else can make it into it. But of course, we don't have like it set up or even the room decorated. One thing that's also really cool that I love about this storage system is, let's say I'm putting something that needs to go over here. I don't want to put it in this input chest because it would have to go through all of these different things and different modules. So there is a chest here on each side or on the side of every module that just allows you to put it straight into there, and then it should just take less time to sort the place. But of course, the difficult task now, guys, is to figure out how we're going to lay it all out, what we're going to put inside the chest, and so on. So this is probably going to take way longer than I wanted to, but I'm going to see what I can get done, and then I'll be back once this is up and running fully. It has been quite a while since my last clip, guys. I've been a little busy trying to figure out how to lay out all these things here. As you can see, I've got myself started with filling up all of the chest with the appropriate blocks, but it's just come to the point where I need more time. I need more time to just look through everything and decide what do I want where, what goes with what, and so on. So I went ahead and designed this room to make it look a little nicer instead. As you guys can see, I've sort of kept the whole cave style that we got going on here. Obviously I haven't added slabs or anything yet, so it is still sort of work in progress. And then another thing that I've done is gone ahead and built this thing, which we are probably going to install as well. Now, this is a shulker box unloader, so what this would do is make it so that we could place shulker boxes down right here, and then the shulker boxes gets emptied, and I feel like that would work super well with this storage area. So everything that won't be sorted will just end up down here in this chest, including the shulker boxes, and everything else will just get put into its according chest. So we've got 2 random shulker boxes here of just random stuff, really. Let's say we put them into this thing. The first shulker box would just have to be placed down, so you go ahead and place it in here, and then it will start to empty it. And then, as you can see, all the stuff is flying out, and once it gets empty, it will just sort of replace it with the next one that will also get emptied. And as you can see, all of this stuff would just end up cycling through this system, and then in the end we would have everything just being put into the according chest. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this system, the shulker box unloader, into this wall somewhere. And then I also need to figure out how we can make this sort of ran or like automated, so that the second this thing has something and there's nothing here, then it will sort of start the whole thing. I don't know, we could just make it so I come over, place some shulker boxes in here, and then just right click here. I think that's fine. I don't really need it to be too complicated, so this works absolutely perfect. Unloads everything, and yeah, it would just it would have me save a lot of time, because I feel like half the time mess like this, well, that's just dirt, like all this stuff here. If I could just have all my shulker boxes like just emptied at once, that would just help me. And I'm still also not done with this because I don't know where to store half the stuff, so that's why everything is still like this. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this into the side wall as like the best, and I'd say this is the best storage system I've ever built, because yeah, it actually does the job. Now I just need to fill it out properly, which I don't know when we're gonna get to. But yeah, I'll get this put in the wall, and then we'll have a look at what all this looks like once it is fully done. The storage system is now complete, guys. Obviously, we still haven't added all of the stuff into the wall, so everything that can't be sorted will just end up in this chest. But I went ahead and moved the system or the shockbox unloader into here. The only problem with it right now is, of course, as you can see, it's still being shown. I tried to cover it by putting some stone around it and so on, and I just can't make it look good right now. I'll just have a look at it at some other point, but I went ahead and added a few cobblestone slabs and stone slabs around this place, and it's looking rather nice now. So this means that I can officially use a proper storage area. This is something I've never really had before, to be honest. I've always started doing storage areas like you saw the last one, and then it just comes to a point where it doesn't work the way I want. So I'm really excited to give this a chance and really just see what we can do regarding it. And yeah, that is pretty good to go. Now, of course, there's still a big mess here. That is something that will go. I did say it was going to go this episode, but I spent way too long trying to sort things, and it's just getting to me. So I need to wait. Now, the other thing that I have been thinking about is the sort of problem we ran into over here in the last episode, I believe it was, where we could easily send the guys over here and then figure out the whole profession thing, but all of the workstations from the guys in here is just going to make it so that the villagers actually pick up a job from there. So I think we're going to go ahead and get rid of as many workstation blocks as we can, such as the stone cutter and these lecterns here, and so on. I know that these villagers won't be traded, well, like we can't trade with them, but to be honest, we're probably going to move them all down into the hole if we still want to keep them. And then, yeah, then hopefully they won't bother us then, because it's getting rather annoying, the fact that we are building a system and it's just not working correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and move that over there. Now, the only thing is that, wait, actually, this should work now. Let's go ahead and give it a test. Let's try and ask for a new villager. And then imagine that this is like blocked off. So, yeah, this stuff wouldn't literally be here. So there we go. We get the villager, and he is good to go. Let's actually do that. So we get the villager. We grab whatever block we want, such as a lectern. We have a look at him. He gets his trades. I kind of don't want feather falling for, especially not for 50 emeralds. I know he'll reduce the price, and of course, I don't think I have slept. We need to add that lamp that shows us what time it is, so that we can easily just hop to bed. And with the lamp, guys, I obviously mean a daylight sensor that has a redstone lamp to detect whenever we can trade with these guys. But now that it is the proper time of the day, wait, yeah, then we can go ahead and trade with this guy. You can see we would simply just keep resetting his trade. Sometimes they're a little wonky with this. I think it might be claimed to one of the other villagers nearby, because we have some down there, which honestly should not be there. But yeah, you kind of get the drill. We would just keep selecting the trade. Can we actually find a nice trade here? I don't know how long it would take to find a good trade. Obviously, something like sweeping edge one, not really needed. We could really get anything regardless of the price, because we are just gonna set it up so that we will reset the price. But yeah, I'm not really getting any books that I want, like Riptide 2. Do I really need that? Same with Impaling. It's just like enchantments I don't really use. The only good one, oh, I guess Depth Striker 3 wouldn't be bad. And then I'd grab some paper, or some 33 emeralds or something. I'm not actually gonna spend 33, are we? How many do we have actually? Then this is, let's go have a look. We do have enough for it, but I don't think we have books. Really? Okay, let's go ahead and check out here. I would assume that I had books to trade with these guys, but maybe not. Also, I have so much stuff lying around here. It is ridiculous. Oh god. Hey, so we don't have a book right now. I don't know where I left it, but you would simply trade with him, then hit the button here, and he would just fall down. And yep, that should be good to go. They all letting up down here, which is pretty bad right now, because I kind of can't get rid of them. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to work a little bit on the hole in here. Actually, one thing we need before we can set up all this is a proper way of actually getting potions, because we don't really have a way to make the potions we need to put into the system. So the way we're going to have it is just a long line of water where we put in all the potions, and they will just sort of fly into dispensers, which we can use to reset prices, because sometimes I believe it resets, and then sometimes you're just going to have to redo it. And that's why when I've seen people use these systems, they sort of forget about the fact that that happens. That is something we've seen happen. Those guys used to be like super cheap guys, but they've kind of just reset their stuff, which is super annoying. But yeah, I think we should work on setting up maybe a little potion lab or something where we can easily just brew weakness potions, and that's it. I don't really need to brew anything else rather than weakness, because that is all we're going to need. And then one thing we are going to have to think about one day, probably soon, is our gold. We do need golden apples for this project, so 32 blocks of gold, not the greatest, so maybe a gold farm is going to be done soon. But for now, I'm going to set up a small little place where we can work on weakness potions. So guys, in order to build this thing, we are going to be using a little old design that a lot of people have used before, but we're sort of just going to simplify it because the potion we're using only has 2 ingredients. Actually, kind of has 3 with a blaze powder now. But yeah, what we're going to do is sort of just start placing down the redstone for it. Now, this is going to be, as said, really simple. And the only thing we'll need is to shoot a blaze powder into this brewing stand. Then we are going to need to shoot 2 different ingredients in here. And let me see if I've got it working the way I want it to, because I feel like I just lost some hoppers. How many did I place so far? We placed 1. Okay, so we're going to need a hopper on this side with a chest on top. This is where we're going to have all the water bottles, and this is where the potions will end up. Now, we're also going to place a hopper on top of the brewing stand, and then we are pretty much almost done. As simple as it seems, we're almost done. I'm gonna go and place a dropper facing into the thing here, and oh yeah, and another one facing over here, and that is pretty much the design. And we're just gonna have a redstone torch here with a piece of redstone on top of this block, and just another block there, and that is good to go. So the way we activate this is by putting a lot of water bottles in the chest on top. Then we put our fermented spider eye in here, and then if we can access it, our gunpowder up there, and of course the blaze powder. Wait, I did this wrong. Blaze powder in there. Where is the last one? I think we put it like on top, didn't we? I'm trying to think, like, where did I put the stuff now? We got 1 here. I think I put 1 on top, didn't I? Probably not the best choice. Oh yeah, it's up here. Okay. Can we access this from out here? We can. Oh, I'm just blind, guys. Don't worry about me. Yes, take this out, place that back, and we just access it from here. Obviously, you could make it easier by having lots of chests feeding into things and so on, but this is going to do the trick. We go ahead and place the wooden button. Then, oh, it's sort of just making a splash potion of water. Okay, let's not do that. That would be so useless. Okay, we are going to press this button. It's going to drag 3 water bottles down. This is a really popular design, but it's mainly used for other potions, which is understandable, because why would you want to always have a lot of weakness potions? It seemed like before this update, they were kind of useless, but now they're really not. So I'm going to go ahead and block this back in, and that is going to be it. That is going to be the design. We can hear that 1 of these is already done brewing, and we would need stone. Okay, I'll get that last bit of cobblestone, but then the second we hear the potion being done, which it will be any minute, literally just watching the bar go down. Okay, so now that the potion is done, then we can press this button, and it'll not only drag the 3 down here, it will also start making 3 more. And I think that is generally a good design. We can just come over and then press this button. We'll get potions when we need it. I've already gone ahead and actually brewed up quite a lot of these, so we have almost an entire shulker box full, what we do now. And then we can just transport them down into the place. But guys, I think that is also all that I have got time for today's episode. If you guys did enjoy the episode, then make sure to leave a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then make sure to subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'm going to go ahead and place this stone brick just so that you guys won't be annoyed, because I feel like you will be if I don't. There we go. But yeah, whoa. Don't fall in the chicken farm. Oh god, I need to block that off somehow. But yeah, guys, hopefully, as I said, you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and goodbye.